Do boys and girls have different milestones?
Yeah, they do.
Ah.
Well, this is not actually scientifically proven that girls develop faster than boys, but it's true. And, from behavioral and what we observe as parents and, what has been observed socially. And that's why a pediatrician will easily tell you that if it's a girl, she's okay. If it's a boy, you can wait. But really, it's not socially or rather scientifically proven. It's just a social observation.
A social observation?
Yes, it is.
That has been there over time.
That has been there over time.
Oh,
Yes.
they develop. Okay, good to know, ladies. I think
Yeah.
that it's a good observation. I think. So tell me about the milestones. What should I expect? Say maybe for the first 12 months, that I should look out for. If this does not happen by month 3, month 5, I have a 5-month-old. If this does not happen by this time, then I should, seek medical attention.
So usually children develop in 5 milestones. The first milestone is usually, the what do we call this, gross motor skills, where a child now starts to walk, learns to crawl. They can use, their muscular energy. That is usually the gross. But then we have also fine fine motor skills. For example, a child is learning to write, and you'll notice that a lot of children usually just maybe take a pen. They love to take a pen, just draw
scribble,
nothing and
yeah.
scribble. Yeah. Then we also have the cognitive and intellectual development. This is where now they learn. They're learning how to color. They're learning how to put things together. 2 and 2, is 4. Or rather, they're learning how to, even relate with you and relate numbers. What is a number? What is 1? What does 1 look like? How does 2 look like? So usually that's the cognitive and intellectual ability. Then we also have the social and emotional ability. The social and emotional ability means that they are able to relate with you as a parent. They are able to relate with other children. They are able to relate with maybe a house help that is taking care of them. And there's usually, if maybe a child is going through a problem, you'll notice maybe they become avoidant. They are not able to relate easily with other people. They're withdrawn, they're isolated, they want to be on their own. You pick them up, they start to cry. You come home as a parent, they don't even seem to care that you're present. They'll just be like, oh, you're here, and continue playing. It's like it's not affecting them. But we also have the speech and language. Now this child is also learning how to speak, the ma, ba, baba. They're learning to associate rather words with actual principles or objects or items. They're learning that baba is a person, mama is a person, a cup, kikombe is this. They're learning how to relate and integrate all this together.
And I'd want to know how all that applies now to an infant, because I think most of what you've mentioned applies to a toddler.
Yeah.
Like an infant, this is at what point should this child now have the motor skills, for example? At what age? Yes, should I expect like the child to be able to move their hands?
So from month 3, your child will always, start throwing their legs, they're throwing their hands. Usually it happens even earlier, especially in girls. You'll notice they're throwing their legs up
Girls,
and down.
boys again.
Yeah.
That's true.
Again, yeah. So you'll notice that they are throwing their hands. They are struggling to even move from a seat. They're learning how to actually sit. They want, this is how I sit. That is what they're learning at that age. So they're not able to really pronounce things, but they're also, they communicate majorly by crying. At that age, from 1 month to 3 months, they communicate majorly from crying, and especially when they're uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That means if this child is hungry, if they have a stomach upset, if anywhere is hurting them, they will cry.
A wet diaper.
Yeah, a wet diaper, exactly. So they will be crying. That's usually the major communication. So if you notice that your child is in an uncomfortable situation, but they're not actually, crying, they're having maybe fever, but they're not responding, they're not showing anything, that's a point for concern. You want to know, why is my child not reacting to this? Maybe they touch something hot, but they don't cry. You want to know what, it happens with developmental issues, yeah? So you need to also be able to understand that this child is growing. They're not able to communicate with you and say, this is what I want, but they will cry. Now you have to actually be able to monitor your child. You have to be present in the moment and understand that this is what the child is saying. But yes, they may not, say it loud. But if you're present, if it's a hot cup there and your child starts crying, you'll understand maybe this child has just touched this hot cup here. Yeah.
Okay.